Hey there, and welcome to the latest episode of the Mind Body Health Podcast with myself, Dave Sheahan, high performance consultant, dedicated for over 25 years to educating, motivating, and I do truly hope inspiring you to create positive change in your life, to live your life vision, or to be working on it all the time, to evolve into the best version of you, because you can be, see, do, have whatever you want in life because you've unlimited potential. It's up to you just whether you realize that or not. And on this podcast, it's all about making sure you're educated enough and inspired enough to take control of the mind body health area of your life, because this is truly the most important area of your life because it has a catalytic impact in every other area. And self-love is like a superpower, and having positive self-esteem and self-confidence and so on. And when we've control of mind, body, and health, that is exactly what we have. We feel empowered, we feel energized, we feel we can do whatever we want in life. And this is why I'm so passionate about doing this podcast, as well as all the other stuff I do online and events and so on, that give you all that you need to live your best life. And on this particular episode of the podcast, I want to speak to you about a very simple line that has been said for so many years, and it'll continue forever, but your health is your wealth. Your health is your wealth, and it truly is. And unfortunately, we're living in a world where health is so far down the pecking order in terms of what people prioritize. And when you're not prioritizing your health and well-being, all areas of life will suffer. You may look at someone and think, God, they've got great professional success. Look, they're millionaire, billionaire, whatever it may be, big companies, big house, big car, but are they happy? That's all that actually matters. And will they have longevity? Do they have good health? Maybe they're full of pains and aches and discomforts, and they don't have good health. They've recurring health problems. Because the thing is, when you don't focus on your health, it will bite you in the ass eventually. This is something that is guaranteed. Okay, far too many people feel that they can get away with their poor lifestyles, when the reality is you can't. Don't know when it'll bite, but it will bite at some stage. It's like when people get every form of disease. So people, when they get heart attacks or strokes or diabetes or all the different forms of cancers, or just die suddenly, there's reasons why that happened. There's a build-up towards that actually becoming a reality. Someone doesn't just get a heart attack just out of the blue for no reason. Someone doesn't just get diagnosed with cancer for no reason. Your lifestyle's determining it. Your health and well-being, whether you're prioritizing your health and well-being or not, is determining the experiences you'll have in your life around diseases, around conditions, around ailments, around pain, around all these kind of things. So it's really important for you to focus on your health and well-being above all else, because your health truly is your wealth. And if you don't focus on your health and well-being, as I said, it will bite you in the ass. Now, health and well-being is so many different areas. And this is where sometimes people can get a little overwhelmed, because the reality is that the health and well-being and fitness and all that, supplements is what we can throw in there, food as well, all those industries, they're exactly that industries. What's the focus of an industry? Profit. That's it. So there's never been so much information out there, when unfortunately people are not actually educated in what works, what's reality, what serves them best, because there's so much lies and manipulation of facts, corruption, use of people as pawns for profit, basically. That's exactly what industries are doing. Industries have a bottom line, and that's it. It's profit. They don't care about your health. If that goes for the health and well-being and fitness industries as well as any others, okay? Because a lot of time people think that the fitness and health and well-being industry is truly caring for them. It's an industry. It's about money. It's about profit. This is why there's endless diets come out, endless books come out, endless gimmicks come out, ab rollers, detoxes, pills, potions, systems, all this kind of stuff, because the reality again is it makes money, it's profit, and it's playing off a need that people have and something people want solutions for, but it's not giving them an actual solution that will work, because it's always short term. When you're focused on short term, you never achieve long-term success. And your health should be a long-term strategy. It should be a lifestyle. It should be something that you want lifelong. Why would you only want good health for a short period of your life? You want good health forever, right? Your health is your wealth. Remember that. There's nothing more precious. And there's so many different areas that you can improve on. If you look at all the areas, look at your mind. Do you feed your mind? Like, I'm going to ask you a load of questions now and answer these questions. And if you're answering yes to these, well, it depends on the question, of course. But if you're answering positively, let's call it, to all of these questions, fantastic. You must be feeling bloody amazing, and you must have optimum health and just be living your best life. The more you're answering positively to, the better. What questions can you answer more positively, and then start taking action on that? Because again, prioritize your health and well-being. I can't stress enough to you. So how is your mindset in a general rule? Have you a good mindset? Have you got a good positive mental attitude typically? Have you a good thought process? Do you typically see the positive versus the negative in terms of instantly? Do you feed your mind positivity every day? Do you listen to podcasts, positive podcasts, positive information, motivational podcasts, inspiring podcasts? Do you watch motivational or inspirational videos? Do you read inspirational, educational, motivational material? Okay. On the flip side, are you consuming a lot of news programs on TV, news programs on the radio, reading news in the papers? What kind of people are around you? What's your circle like? Is it mainly positive and uplifting and supportive? Or is it mainly people who kind of put down your goals, poo-poo them, tell you they're never going to be achieved, or kind of negative be around? Always see the glass half empty versus half full. Don't really do much with their lives. Stuck in the same kind of mediocre existence, complain all the time, play the blame game. It's always someone else's fault. What kind of people are you around? Because we're the sum of the people that we surround ourselves with. So, and you might be thinking, why is it top of mind when we're about health? There's nothing more important than your mental health. Your mental health is actually the most important thing. So you need to protect your mental health. You need to work on your mental health every single day. It's absolutely crucial. So make sure you're prioritizing your mental health. That's why I started with it, because your mind is a control tower. So it's very important for you to work on your mental health every single day. And that's not just in terms of what you're watching, reading, or listening to, even just exercise, what you feed yourself, hydration, all these different factors all have an influence on your mental health, as do the people you surround yourself with, which is something I was just mentioning. So, that's all questions around your mental health, and there's many more. So, and your mindset. So, what kind of state is your mental health in? How can you improve? Where can you improve in all those areas? What about your exercise? Do you move? Do you generally move? Or do you drive everywhere, like literally everywhere? Like, do you go on a purposeful walk every day? Do you park a little bit away from wherever you're trying to get out or go to, and walk the rest of it? Do you just consciously get up and move around every so often? If you work in an office, you're sitting down a lot of time, like most people do. Do you consciously commit to doing workouts at least 3 times a week for 30 minutes? Do you commit to doing resistance training at least 2+ times a week? Do you do some form of stretching a few times of the week? Do you do any of these things? Again, might be working out at home, could be outside, could be in a group situation, a one-to-one situation, might be just yourself without trainers or gyms or you friends or anything. Do you go to gym? Do you have a personal trainer? Do you do group exercise? Do you have goals around, performance or body shape? Maybe do you run events every so often? All those kind of things. Do you prioritize it, again, moving your body first thing in the morning to wake it up, like the way I have a morning routine that I'm always stressing to follow? Everyone needs to have a morning routine. So we should have a morning routine, should have an evening routine. Do you have a morning routine? Do you have an evening routine? Do you start your day with feeding your mind and moving your body, creating energy, empowering yourself, uplifting yourself, make yourself feel better straight away, getting a couple of wins under your belt, putting yourself first, put on your own oxygen mask first. That's what the morning routine is all about. Putting on your own oxygen mask first, and how you start your day has a huge impact on the rest. But how you end the day is also important, because how you end your day has a huge impact on your quality of sleep. And if you don't get quality sleep, it's going to be very hard for you to restore and regenerate your cells, which is what we're aiming to do with our bodies all the time. That's what sleep is for. Sleep is actually the most important part of the whole process for optimal health. If you don't get good quality sleep, then your cells won't regenerate, your muscles won't recover right, your body doesn't get the proper rest, your brain doesn't get proper rest, you're releasing too much cortisol. It's a negative minefield, basically. So it's very important to get the right sleep. So, before sleep, you want to relax your mind. So, feeding your mind a little bit, like in terms of identifying your gratitudes. Do you do this every night? Identify what you're grateful for. Do it on a daily basis even. Do you do it in the morning? Gratitude's a powerful strategy. So I'm hitting you with loads of different things here. And as I'm speaking through them, identify which ones you're not doing yet that you need to start. And when you start them, identify ones you don't do consistently. And again, become more consistent. And if you're doing some of them, fantastic. Well done. I end my day with gratitude. I identify 3 things I'm grateful for from that particular day. I identify 3 things I see as wins from that particular day. Like one as simple as I'm recording this podcast episode right now. So for today, that's a win. Okay, it's one of my wins. Okay, because again, I've ticked that box. I said I'd do it today and I'm doing it. And it's more information and content to put out to hopefully make a positive impact on others, which is my purpose and mission in the world anyway. So gratitude, wins, a little bit of journaling to look at your day, to journal about your day, to think about your day. Now, this might only be for a minute or two. This might be writing on paper. It could be recording to your phone. It could be on a computer. It could be your notes in your phone. It could be whatever. The main thing is doing these things. Okay. And just think about today and just ending it peacefully, feeling good about it, which you will if you do the gratitudes and the wins exercise. Okay. So, it's about your mind, exercising your mind, moving your body, exercising your body. The more we move, the better. The more we stretch, the better. What do animals do when they wake up? What's the first thing to do? They stretch, right? So that's what we should be doing. We don't. We get up and we just get going when our bodies are really tight from the position we've been in while we're sleeping. So it's really important for us to actually put a focus on stretching, even so for 2 minutes. Like, again, if you're not doing something, you don't then aim to do the best. You don't aim for perfection. You do aim to just do. That's all you're aiming for, literally just to do. Okay. So what little steps can you take? Again, like all these kind of questions I'm going to be throwing at you, which of them can you do? Which of them can you improve on? So can you move your body more in some way? Can you add more exercise to your lifestyle? How about what you're feeding your mind? Can you feed your mind better and more of what it needs? Can you adopt more an attitude of gratitude in your life and take time to actually think about and be grateful for all that you do have in your life? Now, that doesn't mean you don't strive for more. We should all be striving for more at a cellular level. We're growing or dying. So it's very important for you to always look to see where you can improve and to grow as a person and, just to push your boundaries and, you've unlimited potential, so keep pushing that. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But you need to also be grateful for what you have and identify that. And also, as I said, it's good for your mind because it is uplifting and creates good energy and good like hormones and emotions within you. Okay. Nutrition. Do you start your day with water? Or what is the first liquid you put into your mouth? Okay. We need to be hydrated first thing in the morning. You haven't drank water in 6, 8, 10, 12 hours, depending on how long you were sleeping. So it's very important to rehydrate. Your body's 75% water, your brain's 83% water, and it doesn't retain water. We need water for every functioning in our body. It's the most important thing after oxygen. We need oxygen or we die very fast. If we don't have water, we die within a week. Food, we can last a few months. So oxygen, water, food. That's the priority order. So do you put water in, or what kind of liquids you put in? How many of those liquids, if you do, if it's tea, coffee, alcohol, soft drinks, energy drinks, all that kind of stuff, that's poisonous to our bodies. But again, it's about managing the amount you have. It's not the case of you going, I'm never having certain things. You just decrease them and work towards the ideal. If you've got the ideal situation, you got the worst situation. Work towards the ideal. That's what we need to do all the time. Okay. Do you have a breakfast in the morning? Do you eat within an hour of when you wake up, or maybe you're exercising? Because first thing in the morning, within the first hour, you should either exercise or eat, one or the other. Because you need to get something to get your metabolism going, because your metabolism is slow from being asleep all night. Exercise stimulates your metabolism, eating stimulates your metabolism. So which of those two are you going to do first thing? So, if you're going to breakfast, then great. If you're going to exercise first and eat maybe an hour after, that's cool as well. Do you eat regularly throughout the day, like every 2.5, 3 hours? It's far better to graze and have smaller meals regularly throughout the day than to have gigantic meals once or twice a day. So do you graze? How many portions of fruit do you consume a day? How many portions of veg do you consume a day? The more of both you consume, the better. Loaded in antioxidants, which is basically what our body is built on. Forget about the carbs, proteins, and fats that we are bombarded with constantly by food and supplement, health, wellness industry. Of course, they're important to the degree. They have an important role to play in many aspects of our body and our health and well-being. But without antioxidants, without blasting our body with antioxidants, you cannot experience optimal health. It's just not possible. So you need to eat lots of fruits, lots of vegetables, wide variety of them, as much of them as you possibly can. Get them into your system. So how much fruits do you consume? How much veg do you consume? Do you have a smoothie every day? Do you have a smoothie a few times a week? Do you ever have smoothies? Smoothies are the best way of getting good nutrition to your body, because you can put so much into them and stuff you don't like too. I call it nature's medicine. because it's everything nature's providing. We can put so much in. I'll have eaten between 12 to 16 ingredients typically in my smoothies. If I was to go and eat that quantity of food, it would be a lot harder. So, it's a great way of getting that in. It's a great way of getting stuff, as I said, I don't like or don't like to taste stuff. Like something like spirulina tastes terrible, but in a smoothie is perfect. So you should consume a smoothie every day or at least a few times a week. Do you consume a healthy quantity of food for your calorific needs? Like, or are you over consuming? Are you eating way too much? And how will you know? You'll have excess fat in your body. And especially if it's growing, if it's adding. So, if you're consuming too much, cut it down. Simple as that. Because if you boil things down very basic, there's calories in, there's calories out. Calories out is just being alive, the amount of calories you burn, which is determined by your metabolism, which is determined by your muscle mass levels and your fitness levels. So it's very important to work on those areas to have a high basal metabolic rate, higher the better. So when you're sitting down like this, that's like I am right now, I'm burning a lot of calories anyway. And then you've got the calories you burn through movement, the calories you burn through your specific exercise. Then you got the calories in. So whether that's good food or bad food, you get calories from both. People can get overweight and gain fat from eating healthy food, and they can also do it from eating bad food. Of course, if you're eating bad food, it adds extra problems. If you're gaining fat from eating healthy food, well, you're gaining fat, not impacting your health in many other ways. But you're still gaining fat, and having excess weight is a big reason for a lot of issues in the modern world, a lot of diseases and ailments and pains and so on. So, it's important we address this and make sure we're not eating too much. If you find that you're not losing it, and despite a good lifestyle, or you're gaining it, you need to look at the quantities you're consuming. You consume food at night. Night is the worst time. It's literally like you gain fat if you're going to consume food at night because you don't need it. Our bodies are winding down. You have very little calorie needs. The body will store it for a few days. It won't convert instantly to fat. But it'll store for a few days, but if you don't use it up, it'll convert to fat. And that'll happen for 99.9% of people, apart from, serious endurance athletes who are doing many hours of training a day. So, that's another one, late night eating. Do you consume a lot of, like white carbs, let's call it, unhealthy carbs, refined carbs, stuff that doesn't have much nutritional value in it? Do you consume much processed food, convenience food, ready-made meals, cakes, chocolates, biscuits? All these things that have a big impact on your health and well-being. So, that's just a little list. There's lots more that could be added to it. Lots more. But, all these questions have actually so far all around your health and well-being. And again, you need to start prioritizing your health and well-being because, again, your health is your wealth. It's as simple as that. Your health is your wealth. So it's time for you to start prioritizing it because you want to live optimally. You want to be independent. You want to live to a good old age. But what's the point living to a good old age if you're not independent and you can't do what you want? You can't move the way you want to move and you just don't feel good. You don't feel energized. You want to make sure you feel all those things because that's what's there for you. That's what's possible. But you have to make sure that you're doing the right things to prioritize your health. Your sleep then is another thing. When you go to sleep, do you have a set sleep time? Do you have a set waking time? Do you get enough sleep in terms of you get at least 7-8 hours, but is a high quality, like what you do before bed? Because everything you do before bed has an impact on whether you get deep sleep or not, whether you're using your phone or other screens before bed, whether you use your phone as an alarm, which is hugely detrimental to your sleep. Do you have the phone charging as well? Have a battery alarm clock. Otherwise, you got radiation or electromagnetic frequency pumping into your mind all night while you're asleep as they sit on the bedside locker. And once that's happening, you can't sleep. You're not getting deep sleep. It's impossible. It's like having alcohol. When you have alcohol at night and you don't sleep, you look asleep, you think you're asleep, but you're not asleep. In terms of your brain, it's not shutting down. So you're not going into the restorative, deep sleep that we need to get into. You have a sleep cycle. You'll only go into that cycle if your body is prepared for proper sleep from what you do for the hour or two before sleep. So that includes turning off your phone, staying away from screens for as long as possible, at the very minimum 15 minutes, but ideally longer. What you do to relax your mind, like I've said about doing the gratitudes and wins and journaling is very powerful, but also things like having a bath or shower, like wash off the day type mentality, which is a good strategy. Maybe you read, stretch, breathing exercises, yoga, meditation, listen to soothing music. All these things have a big impact on whether you're going to get into deep sleep and restorative sleep and whether you're going to have a number of sleep cycles. You need to have 3, 4, or 5 sleep cycles in a night, and we all vary between an hour 15 to an hour 45 per sleep cycle. The vast majority of people are chronically fatigued because they use their phone's alarm, even just for that reason, among others. But that is the biggest one. So they can't get deep sleep. So never getting restored. So always tired. Could get 15 hours sleep a night, still tired. And then you add on to that then lifestyle factors and the way people are eating and late eating and being stressed and being worried about something the next day and anxious and upset and so on. There's so many different factors, but the phone is the biggest one. If you can at least turn off the phone at night, or at least have it as far away from you as possible, like in the corridor or something, it has a dramatic impact on the depth of your sleep. And the depth of your sleep will determine how well you'll restore and how well your cells will regenerate. And if you don't have a proper sleep, you're going to be releasing cortisol. And cortisol will gain fat cells in your body, and cortisol has negative impacts in your body. So, if you have too little sleep or not good quality, it's negative. And if you have proper good sleep and good quantity, that'll have a hugely positive impact on your life and your health and your well-being. So like these are just a few things, a few questions. I wanted this episode to be as much about stimulating some thought in your head, thinking about the way you're living and thinking about your lifestyle and identifying where you can improve in a few little areas. I always stress to people it's about taking steps in the right direction. I'm not expecting you to change all of those things today, or even this week, or possibly even this month. I encourage you to pick one or two, commit to them this week, and then do them. Make them habit, make them routine. Then next week, they're your foundation. Keep building on it, add another one or two, and over time, keep building and building and building to make sure that eventually, you've created a healthy, active lifestyle. That is the goal for everyone: create a healthy, active lifestyle and a long-term one. And you can only create a long-term one if you've got a long-term focus. So it's very important for you to get off that mindset. Okay, get a long-term focus mindset, and every single day and week, how can I improve? What are little steps I can take in the right direction to improve? Because that's the goal. That's what you're aiming for. Okay. So be very conscious of that. It's so important you're really, really conscious of that. Okay. So look at it today, decide how you can improve, pick a few little steps, go out there and do it, make it happen. And you're going to keep moving towards optimal health. Remember, your health is your wealth. There's nothing more important. I need you to realize that. And I need you to stop doing like the vast majority of people, which is, well, you need to, not I need to. I'm trying to encourage you. But you need to, for yourself, to live your best life. Don't do like the majority where health and well-being is right down the very bottom of the priority list, because that is not a way to live. And also, like I said, if you do that, it will come back to bite you in the ass. And the ironic thing is, by sacrificing health and well-being and not prioritizing it, you're seriously limiting your potential in all other areas of your life. Whereas on the contrary, if you prioritize your health and well-being and create a real good, solid foundation around mind, body, and health, every other area will automatically improve. Because at the end of the day, your mind's a control tower. So how you think is massive. The attitude you have in your head is massive. Your body carries you around. Your health and well-being will determine your energy, as well as the way your brain works, your body works, everything works. So everything is impacted. Your mood, your energy. Even for relationships, if you're in bad mood all the time and tired all the time, you're not going to be much good to anybody, are you? You're not going to be fun to be around. So there's so many different factors, but your health and well-being determines everything. That's why your health is your wealth, like I've said many times. So I hope this episode has been thought-provoking for you. I hope it will stimulate you to make some positive changes in your life, because it is really important that you do. And I encourage you to, but I encourage you step by step by step. Don't try to do too much too soon. Pick one or two of the steps. Make them a priority this week, commit to them, and make sure that you do them consistently. Set realistic targets for yourself, so it's impossible not to really. And do them, make them normal. When they become normal and routine, just like brushing your teeth, I always say, compare everything to brushing your teeth. Make them like brushing your teeth. They just happen. It's just normal for you, okay? Prioritize them, make them normal. Then the next week, add something else. Next week, add something else. Just keep adding things so that you're constantly improving your lifestyle. And all of a sudden, you'll have a healthy, active lifestyle, and you'll feel the benefit, and you feel amazing. Your health is your wealth, guys. I can't stress it enough. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Do let me know. Leave some feedback, whether it be a rate and review on any of the podcasting platforms, or if you're watching this on YouTube, leave a comment underneath or give it a like and share. And just please share this message out there. Share these podcasts out there with people. People need these messages. People need proper education on what is reality and what works and what's factual. People need inspiration now more than ever. People need positivity now more than ever. So, I can only do so much. I can only reach so many people. So if you can help me to share this out there, I would really, really appreciate it. So that's it for this episode of the Mind Body Health podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. Do let me know. As I said, share it out there. And most importantly, from your perspective, take action. Remember, as I always stress, live in fear of regret. Regret is the only thing you should fear in life. So live fully, live your best life, evolve into the best version of you, and make every single day count. You've got one chance at it. Make it happen.